everyone used to be able to read, and people actually thought that a lot of the population weren't even capable of learning to read. We know that's not true now, right? We know that most people are actually very, very capable of reading and writing and engaging in knowledge sharing and insight generation throughout society. But that's the situation that I think we find ourselves in with data right now, is that people think that most people aren't actually capable of using data in insight generation and kind of using it as a lens to see things. But I don't believe that to be true. I think that most people are very capable of using data and doing analysis and generating insights from data. It's just that we haven't been providing it in a way that people can kind of tap into easily. So what I mean by that is, to date data has been spread across kind of hundreds of different websites and held within databases and spreadsheets. And the time and skill that you have to be able to use data is just a barrier that's too high. And so I started Wiki New Zealand, and I had the idea about 3 years ago and kind of created a proof of concept site to start with, to understand how people would think about using data when we provide it in different forms. And so Wiki New Zealand is it's a website that has data that's kind of lifted up from that database and spreadsheet level up one level into really simple visual form, just so simple charts and what will be simple maps that people can kind of play and explore through without having to first know who the source is or know too much about the data. And so I used to think that people didn't want to engage with data or talk about issues and about our future, and I have totally proven myself to be wrong about that. Over the last few years I have had now like hundreds of conversations with people throughout New Zealand, and I am yet to meet someone that doesn't care about our future or want to engage more in kind of what's going on and understanding more. And so what we have there now is a new version of Wiki New Zealand, and there's kind of two pieces to it. And one is a back-end platform that we've been developing, and that is what we're using to kind of bring the data in and to standardize it. And there will be another video on the blogs that you can see a demo of that, because it's not really apparent from the site itself like what's happening in the back end, and it's pretty awesome. And then there's the front end website, so the simple graphs that you can kind of play, kind of borrowing, or totally copying actually from good social things that we know work, like a Pinterest and YouTube and Google image search. So that makes it really easy for people to just see data as not something that needs to be scary and academic and hard, but that it's something that you can play with and explore and learn. And so the team and I have been working on this new site for the last about 6 months or so, and we're really excited to share it with you. And I'm a bit nervous because I really hope you like it and find it useful. And like in the conversations I've had, like when we've been trying to understand what different pieces we need to the site, it's like pretty overwhelming actually in terms of seeing how much value people can get when they can think about using data. And if you think, so when I talk about data, I mean across a whole range of topics. I'm talking about numbers that you can use to understand the world around us, as well as the past, and in some ways to help kind of predict and understand the future. So whether that's looking at water quality data or our GDP per capita, or to understand how many tourists come and how many tourists go to Balclutha and how much money they spend, or how many diamonds get imported each year, or how many accidents occur in a region. It's like a layer that you can kind of view the world through. So right now there's not a huge amount of data on Wiki New Zealand yet, because we've been putting a lot of attention into building the platform, and we really just wanted to launch it as soon as possible, because we're totally about an iterative approach and understanding what parts you find useful and what parts aren't. So over every day and week and month we'll be adding new data and new features, and there'll be a lot more to play and explore with. We've been working with government agencies and private sector organisations and academics that have data, and working to understand how we can bring their data in to be the data dissemination platform, so that it's all kind of in one place, but not necessarily the one-stop shop, right? But something where you know where to go to find the data, and then you can kind of follow your nose back to the sources to see any more depth. So collaboration is a really important part of Wiki New Zealand, and some of that collaborative editing contributor nature of the site will become a lot more apparent in the next few months. With the new back-end platform that we've built, it has a chart designer that means that you can kind of draw from any of the thousands of data series that we've imported and make your own stuff and play with it. And as soon as we've knocked that into shape a little bit more, we will make that available to you to use and explore as well. and from there you'll be able to submit content to be published on the site. Like, just a huge thank you to the team of people that have helped make this happen. Like, from a dream 3 years ago that I had sitting on a picnic blanket under a tree in Hawke's Bay, and to what it is today. Like, there have been a lot of people that have contributed in certain ways and helped with the journey and just believed in me and the value of what we're doing. And there has been a core team of people who have just, I was going to say blood, sweat and tears, but there hasn't been. There has been a lot of fun and a serious amount of hard work and smarts, and they're wonderful people, so thank you to them. So this is kind of it. We're launching it out to you, and like, have a play, have an explore and see what you think. We really, like, our purpose is to be useful, right? Like, we want to make sure that we're actually adding value. We're a purpose-driven organisation, and so knowing like how you're using it and how things could be improved, or if you want to get involved by adding your own data or in any other kind of way, just let us know. We're a pretty friendly bunch, and enjoy Wiki New Zealand, the place to play with New Zealand's data.